Welcome back to the show. We are now joined by senior Kevin Gillespie and sophomore Landon Gamble. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Kevin, let's start with you. You guys started off this week with a tough 3-game stretch ahead of you. What was the mentality going into that game against Augustana?
It's just going to be a rough game. Augie's always one of the better teams in the conference, one of the stronger teams in the conference. And I think going into it, we just wanted to take the game as it was, not look ahead at all, and just play our best. I mean, not to say that it was offensively, but, as long as we can control our defense and our turnovers, we thought that we could stay in the game.
You guys beat them at their house when they were ranked 3rd in the nation, so you knew coming in that this one was going to be a tough, aggressive battle, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You knew that they wanted to get us back a little bit because we beat them the 2 times that we played them before that, going into last year. And just a lot of their team is led by seniors, and you know that they don't want to end their season or their careers on losing notes. And,
Coach, do you sort of work that into your game planning, knowing that guys are going to key on certain players to get other guys the ball?
Well, our offense is based on sharing the wealth, I guess, and so it's hard to just key on, like you said, one player for us, and because we can run some different things, and we've been fortunate that we've been able to do that, and that's the nice thing, and that's from an offensive production, that's what you need. But I think our biggest asset right now is just our defense.
And Landon, you really didn't even get a point against Augustana, but it didn't seem to bother you. You were able to contribute in other ways. You got some big assists and some big rebounds there. So it seemed almost like you may be the team's leading scorer, but that doesn't matter to you as long as you guys get the W.
In the end, it's a team game. As long as we get the W, that's all that matters, and that's all I care about.
Well, the Cardinals started a 3-game stretch this week, facing the best teams in the conference, but they showed they have the depth to keep opponents on their heels. That's the focus in this week's What's the Word?
We got a lot of scoring options. I know I didn't shoot it particularly well either, and thankfully other guys out there were there to pick up the slack for Landon and myself, and that's the way it's been all year, really. I mean, we don't have one guy that averages 25 a night, and so we can always work the ball around, count on Kevin, Aaron, CJ, Pat, and any of those guys, Charlie, to get good baskets for us.
It's the best part about our team is if Landon has an off night, if Aaron has an off night, CJ, Derek, we always have people who could just step up and have big games, We have a good rotation. We're deep.
It feels good. It feels good. My team trusts me. The coach trusts me to come off the bench and able to make shots, and they call plays, and I execute them, and I'm just glad my team got faith in me.
We don't care who scores as long as we win. It's fun scoring. Yes, it's fun looking in the crowd, but as long as we win, we don't care. It's a cool thing about us. Derek can go for 20, Kevin go for 20, Landon, we have Vince shooters. So, as long as we win, it's final outcome.
So, Kevin, you've been one of the actually the only senior leader on this team this year. How does it feel, knowing that you have such a young team, but the guys are ready to contribute?
I think last year really helped a lot. We have a very experienced team, even though you call us young and I'm the only senior. But it's been fun. I really like the role of being the senior and being the leader, and trying to take that role of getting the guys ready in practice and games to play. But it's really easy with a group like this that has so much experience and just basketball knowledge in general.
Do you have a little extra motivation, this being your final year as a Cardinal?
Definitely. I'm just trying to enjoy it more than anything. And it's easy when you're winning like we are and playing hard, but definitely a lot of motivation to not have any regrets.
Coach, what's it like having a senior leader like Kevin on the floor? The team obviously would be a lot different if you didn't have that senior leadership, wouldn't you think?
Oh, definitely. Kevin has done an outstanding job for us. It's something that, for me, over the years of experience I've had, my best teams I've had great senior leadership, and I think this falls into one of those groups. And it's a tribute to Kevin and the way he stepped up and held everybody together, because from a coach's standpoint you can only do so much, and it really has to come from the kids eventually. And he has taken that role and run with it and done an extremely. I'm extremely proud of what he's done.
And Landon, even though you guys are a younger team, you have a lot of experience. You guys saw the court a lot last year. How much is that playing into a factor with this team's record this year?
I think it helps a lot. We got a lot of guys out there that had some experience from last year, so we kind of know what to expect when we get out there and what teams are going to throw at us. So it's a big help for us.
Do you think having a senior like Kevin on the floor helps you guys in some of those tougher situations in games?
Yeah, with Kevin being the point guard and everything, he's always out there directing what's going on, and we can always look for Kevin to help us and get us in order in the offense or defense or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, Kevin, you really are like the quarterback out there, the point guard. You know, everything really starts with you. What's it like knowing that you have to, run the offense essentially?
Coming from the point guard position, it's a lot easier to be that leadership role and everything, where I'm actually supposed to be in charge and call out the plays and everything. But it can get frustrating at times where guys won't pay attention to what I call out, and I have to let them know, and then I have to hear it from the coaches for everybody not knowing what play you're in. But it's easy. It's a fun job. I enjoy it.
Do you ever get in somebody's face when they're not paying attention?
Definitely. There's a lot of arguments that we'll call. There's a couple last night in our game, but in the end, we know we'll get the job done, and when we do, we win, and that's all we're looking for.
Well, Kevin, if you're the quarterback, Landon, that must make you like the fullback or something. You're more like the muscle down low. Talk about, the experience you've had last year coming into this year, knowing that you can really, bump elbows with the best of the best in the CCIW.
It's always nice knowing that you could come in and just bang with everybody in the CCIW. And it was a big transition for me from last year to this year, because last year not so many people knew about me, so it was normally like one-on-one all the time. But now this year it's more like double teams. People know about me and stuff, so it made it more difficult. And it was a big adjustment that I had to make that I think I'm doing a pretty good job with the help from the coaches and my teammates.
And you do have some teammates that you can rely on when guys are keen on you. You've got other big guys like Aaron Tickness, Rosenberg, guys that have really stepped up and been able to either give you some rest or alleviate some of that pressure on you.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a big help, Like I was saying with the double teams and stuff, whenever I get double team, I know I got people on the perimeter or slashers coming to the basket that I could just give the ball to. So, it's a big help.
And one of those big men that has really been stepping up outside the paint, coach, is Aaron Tickness. I mean, it seems like every game he's hitting a big three, and that's almost unheard of for a man his size.
Well, he practices those shots a lot. But, he's a high-energy guy for us. I mean, he has to be. He's a huge part of our team, and his energy that he brings hopefully every night is something that we need and we feed off of. And so, he had a big shot last night late in the game, 3, that ended up being the difference in the game. But, he has to help us both inside and outside, and we're trying to get him more inside to help us, and he's trying to get inside more, but he likes that outside a little bit too much for our liking. But like I said, he's doing a great job. He did not play a whole lot for us last year, except for towards the end of the season, and this year he's been a major contributor for us.
Well, we guys head into Wheaton now. This game could decide the CCIW championship. Do you guys know that in the back of your mind, Kev?
I had no idea about it until we started talking or heard about it last night. But we're just playing the game of basketball. We're not looking to try to. I mean, it'd be nice to clinch now that we heard that the possibility is. But I'm just looking to try to continue playing at this high level and carry it forward, not anything in particular.
And the only conference loss you guys have so far this season is against Wheaton. Landon, is that going to play into it at all this Saturday?
I think it'll play a little bit into it. We already know that we lost him once. We don't lose him again. And, we want to keep our home record, good and still on ourselves. So it's motivation to come out and keep playing hard and stuff.
What do you think is the one thing that you guys match up, is very tough to match up against the Thunder?
I think we can match up pretty all around. We got good defenders out there, outside and inside. And as long as we play hard and play defense, I know we're going to do good.
Kevin, do you think there was something that you guys can improve on from the last game that'll really help you guys take home the W?
Their defensive pressure. Wheaton's always known for their defense and trying to get us out of our offense. If we can just handle that and get into our offense and not have as many turnovers as we did, I think we should be fine.
Well, we look forward to cheering you guys on to victory against the Thunder. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, because up next we have Clark Tusher stopping by to keep the Cardinal Report up to date on all things North Central athletics. Don't go away.